Ladies and gentlemen, please buckle up. It's a boot that dang on time. I'd like to introduce you to the Careless Hearts. Kill him, DJ.
Jello there, H+III+T, it's a boot that dang on time. Now, a real quick reminder for everyone out there. Did you know Devil Wears Prada is dropping an album in like a week? If you pre-ordered it, you get it next week. Did you know that? Did you know Devil Wears Prada is dropping an album? You didn't. You completely forgot, didn't you? That's because there's no press run whatsoever. I don't know what they're doing over there at Rise Records. Maybe you've just got so many artists that it's hard to keep up with, or maybe that's just Prada. I don't know. But where's the hype for the album? Where's the next single? So understanding that there's a little bit of a stalemate going on when it comes to Devil Wears Prada hyping their album, I figured it's up to me to run your hype for you. Gosh dang it. So today's video is a dang on top 5. We haven't done a top 5 in a while. Top 5 Devil Wears Prada albums. Gosh dang it. Now before we get into this, one, it is my list. I understand if you have your own, feel free to comment it down below. Number 2, I'm going to include EPs in this just because I think one of their EPs specifically was so incredible it needs to be on this list. That is a basket of neither here nor there. Let's get into the dang on foolishness. Top 5 Devil Wears Prada albums. Not the movie, the band. Because it's albums. Movies don't have albums, just a soundtrack. Lego. Ghetto boots in a drop top Gucci suit. Ain't got no job, but I'm still fly. As I officially went into the countdown, I realized I left all the CDs upstairs, had to just hit stop, go back upstairs, play again. But that's not here or there. You guys wouldn't know that if I didn't say it just now, but I wanted to let you know, because I wanted you to know what I went through to make this video. My legs hurt, but that's not here nor there. Number 5 is Dang on Plagues, gosh dang it. Yes, I have it. Hence the story before it. But that's not here nor there. Plagues is an interesting album. I have to say it's probably one of the heaviest albums I've ever listened to in my life, but there's a beauty to it and there's an art to it. I'm not going to sit here and say every track is amazing. That would be lying. But it's Prada at their purest. And what I mean by that is, remember back in 2006 and 2005, back when Smosh was making videos like, Sex Ed Rocks and Period Sucks and all that extra foolishness. Back when I Set My Friends on Fire was the face of Screamo, because YouTube, but that's neither here nor there. This was that era! And dare I say, bands like I Set My Friends on Fire would not be as popular if it wasn't for the Devil Wears Prada's signature sound. They had just left that abomination of a first album that even they don't like to talk about, and they delivered us this with classics such as, who can forget titles like this? Can we go back to this? But that's not here nor there. Who can forget titles like Reptar, King of the Ozone, HTML Rules, songs like Don't Dink Drance. Songs like You Can't Spell Crap Without C. Remember the good old days with Devil Wears Prada, gosh dang it. And one of my favorite cuts off the entire album, no, not Scorpion Deathwalk, shout out to Sting, but Nickels Is Money Too. This album was Devil Wears Prada at their purest. Not their best, but their purest. The time signatures in Nickels is Money Too. I can't even say it, it's so grammatically incorrect. And Nickels Is Money Too, the time signatures don't even sonically make sense. And you guys know I hate the word sonically because I think that's the definition of pretentious. I know it's a legitimate musical term, but I just hate the sound of it. But I gotta use it this time. It sonically doesn't even make sense. I'd say around, I wouldn't call it the breakdown, maybe the second verse, if you want to call it that, because there's hardly any structure. But you get over to this point where it's like, bam, I should have wrote it myself, bam, it doesn't even make sense. It literally musically does not make any sense, and it's that kind of appeal, the spontaneousness of these tracks is what pulls you in. How are you not going to bump a song called Reptar, King of the Ozone, and with an amazing hook that's got nothing to do with Reptar, gosh dang it? We're composing your funeral song. Note by Don't. Bye, no! How the jive are you not gonna like this album? Also, look at the cover art. The disc is freaking crazy too. I don't know if this is the special edition, but it comes with the DVD that shows you music videos and all sorts of behind the scenes things you ain't even want to see, but you see regardless. That's a basket of neither here nor there. I think this is a legendary album, especially for the metalcore genre, but that is a basket of neither here nor there. Let's go to number 4.
Ghetto boots in a drop-top Gucci suit. Ain't got no job, but I'm still fly.
I can already tell this video is going to be like 20 minutes long, and there's no sense avoiding that. But I love Prada, so we got to give a detailed explanation of each album. But that's not here or there. Number 4 is Zombie EP. Again, it's obvious this is the EP that would make the list. Zombie EP, though it is not an album, is the reason why I make EPs. I know the concept of an EP is not new. I know they didn't invent it, but to me they did. Musically, I was not aware of such things. I said, Zombie EP? The frick is an EP? I'm not even sure what EP means. I mean, I know it's extended play, but if it's short, then why... Right? Like, I don't get how that's extended pause, but that's neither here nor there. But 5 songs of probably some of the best conceptual, well, not conceptual. I was trying to make concept music sound fancy, but yeah, that's not here nor there. There I go being pretentious. But it's a beautiful concept album nonetheless. It's zombies. Back when the zombie apocalypse, well, the idea and the hype for it was about as big as vampires were around the Twilight days. My goodness, was this not needed in media. The Devil Wears Prada, coming off of With Roots Above and Branches Below, delivered an entire album about what they would do in the zombie apocalypse. Is that not interesting alone? Then you get into the tracks and you've got some of my favorite Prada songs, period. You've got songs like Revive, which go into one of the most beautiful piano outros I've ever heard musically, period, much less in rock. What the frick? It was freaking amazing. Ooh, then they hit you with a din, din, din. Oh, I freaking love that. And then the outro is somebody killing a zombie, which is just absolutely beautiful. You got a beautiful ballad to lead us out. Then a zombie gets shot by a what's the name of that gun? Shotgun. Gosh dang it, my bad. No passenger seat. Shotgun. No? Okay, that's neither here nor there. I think it's one of the best outros to any song I have ever heard in my entire life, but that's not here nor there. You got songs like Survive. You got songs like, oh, one of these songs starts out with a chainsaw. I can't remember the name of it. Is it Escape? I'm not sure, but one of them starts out with a chainsaw. I think that's absolutely beautiful. You got songs like, I believe it is Outnumbered, to where they've got their own little skit thing where it's like, the virus has completely taken up. Like, that's beautiful. That's what they were trying to do on Space EP, hence trying to do on Space EP. Well, that's neither here nor there. I think Zombie EP is one of the better albums. Well, EP, let's just call it an album, period, in metal, in my personal opinion. I mean, it's heavy, it's destructive, but there's actual, like, writing structure to it. Whereas with this beauty right here, it's just random noises that sound cool. This was, in my opinion, one of Prada's real attempts at making structured music that wasn't completely random. It still had the randomness of With Roots Above and Branches Below, but it had the structure of a dead throne. If that makes any sense, but that's not here nor there. I love Zombie EP, nonetheless, but that's not here nor there. I need to get a physical copy of it, but that's not here nor there. Let's go, number 3.
Ghetto boots in a drop-top Gucci suit. Ain't got no job, but I'm still fly.
Number 3 is, again, one of the greatest metal albums of all time, Dead Throne. Love Dead Throne. Love Dead Throne. When I met El Phoenix in 2012, this album had, I think it dropped in 2012. I think, don't sue me, it might have been 2011, I'm not sure. But I remember when this album officially dropped, I wasn't a fan of it. I didn't get it. It didn't sound anything like, I mean, it kind of sounded like Zombie EP, but not really. So it was it was weird, and I didn't get it the first time around. But when I met El Phoenix my freshman year in college in 2012, yes, I'm that old, hush, but that's neither here nor there, I sat down and I gave this album another listen on, I don't know where I listened to it on, maybe Project Playlist or something like that. Shout out to the old days of music streaming, but that's neither here nor there. That might have even been Groove Shark. Man, I'm dating myself in this video, but that's neither here nor there. I listened to it and I was like, where has this been all my life? How did it go over my head the first time? Should we just go up and down the track list here? We got, obviously, the intro track, Dead Throne, with a necessary dramatic intro. Notice how I say necessary. It was a little hyped up, but it was necessary, because with the title like Dead Throne, it's beyond necessary, but that's neither here nor there. You got Mammoth, you got My Questions, you got Red, Kansas, Born to Lose, Hold Fast, Pretenders, somewhere on this, and I think it's Constance. I think it's got the lead singer, well, the old lead singer from As I Lay Dying. May that band rest in peace, and may that man have fun in jail, but that's not here nor there. It's just such an incredible album to me, and this is kind of the first time that we're mentioning this in this video, which is kind of weird, but when I think of Christian music, I'm a Christian, random fun fact, I think of Hillsongs, I think of Lecrae or something like that. Never, even with like a Kurt Franklin or something, or something like that, or Mary Mary, never has openly Christian music hit me like secular music has, until I heard this. Now, obviously, I was a fan before that, but with Zombie EP, you couldn't even tell that they were a Christian band. Obviously, with Roots Above and Branches Below, it's a little bit more obvious. But with this, it just reminded me. It reminded me more of why I love them, like I do other secular bands. Sometimes religious bands, like say Disciple or something like that, they get caught up in being preachy. And it feels like I'm at Passion rather than just at a secular concert. And I don't want to, like, if I get a message out of your music, cool. But if I'm just chilling listening to some music, I want to just be chilling listening to music. I don't know if that makes any sense. This album does an amazing job of just like, yo, if you get something else out of this, then that's great for you. But you ready to start the pit? You feel me? I don't know if I worded that correctly, but this album does it flawlessly. Flawlessly. There are some moments in With Roots Above and Branches Below where they can get a tad bit preachy, which again, I'm not complaining about, I'm a Christian, but with this, if I didn't tell you, you wouldn't know. And not saying you should hide the light. Okay, you get what I'm trying to say. I love this freaking album. Let's go to the next track.
Ghetto boots in a drop top Gucci suit. Ain't got no job, but I'm still fly.
I've been doing run-throughs so much that I just naturally said go to the next track as my transition to the next album. The next album is ironically With Roots Above and Branches Below. Now, where some of the Christian themes are a little bit more obvious, which again is not a bad thing. I am not saying that music that music is bad if it doesn't appear to be secular. I am not saying that. It's just a point worth bringing up. But what makes this higher on my list than a Dead Throne is the fact that without this, wouldn't even be into Prada. I'm a little bit upset that I don't have this album in a physical sense, but I've been to Best Buy a gazillion times, city warehouses. I never see it, but I'm waiting for the day I see it. I'm going to get it, do a package panic, but With Roots Above and Branches Below, other than the fact that it is an awesome freaking title for an album, that's why I've said it about 6 times in this video already, it's near perfection. Remember at the beginning when I said Plagues was The Devil Wears Prada at their purest, but not their best? To me, and for a long time, there was nothing better in Prada's discography than With Roots Above and Branches Below. Where do we start? Danger, Wild Man, Big Wiggly Style, Pause, Des Moines. I mean, It's just such an... I hate buffering, sassafras. That album is legendary to me. So much so that I don't think I'll ever make an album like that. I think I'm pretty close to making maybe my own version of the Killswitch Engage album, but I can never touch the heaviness, the randomness, just the fun being had on that project. I think it is one of the greatest albums ever. Not just in the genre, but ever. It is in my top 10 albums of all time. I love this album so freaking much. And I know you do too watching. But gosh dang it, you ask any Prada fan, what do you want them to go back to? They're either going to say this album with Roots Above and Branches Below, or another album. That other album just happens to be my number one.
Ghetto boots in a drop-top Gucci suit. Ain't got no job, but I'm still fly.
And my number one Devil Wears Prada album, it's the only one left. Coffee Stains the Musical. I'm playing, just making fun of the packaging. 818. 818 changed my life. The verse, Romans 8:18, about suffering and stuff, that's become my favorite Bible verse. I love this freaking album so much. When I got it, I didn't even load it onto my iPod for 2 months because I was just playing this in my car. Over and over and over and over. And dropping in a time period where music was a little meh. This was around the time that Views from the Six... Nothing Was the Same dropped, and it kind of let me down a little bit. But immediately after it, we got this. 2014, I believe? 14? I think this is 14. Why is the year not on the back? Why is the year not on here? Why is the year not... Oh, this was 13. Excuse me. This was 14. Screw it. I think this was 14, but that's not the end of there. 818 is... I've done a video called my top 5 favorite albums of all time. This was in it. I think this was like 3. I think this was number 3, I think. Gloom. Perfect. Rumors. Amazing. First Sight. If not my favorite song. If not my favorite song by Prada. One of the best musics in the genre. War. Beautiful. 818. Short, but very to the point and still relevant today, unfortunately. Sailor's Prayer. I felt some type of way with that music video. I don't know why. It was Muppet time, but that outro is incredible. How they took off all the filters, all the mixing, and just gave us that raw outro. I thought it was amazing. It was like we were in the studio having a jam session with them. Oh gosh. Martyrs is in such an amazing song. Remember the live stream that they did? If you go back, right? Jeremy answers one of my questions during the live stream. And this was before I was making videos, but I still had my channel. And I think he said SeverTheBond on there. So that was a moment for me. But that's not here nor there. Black and Blue, Transgress, number 11, Home for Grave. Haven't read the book, but Home for Grave is an amazing track. And then In Heart, the perfect outro. This is musical perfection. Which is why I say, again, Plagues was them at their purest, but I don't think we've seen the best of Devil Wears Prada. With each project they drop, they get better and better. I don't acknowledge Space EP as a project. That never happened. There are some cool songs. Alien's alright. Planet A is alright. Supernova's cool. The rest do not exist to me. We're going to pretend like that project doesn't exist. They get better and better and go to different places. The jump from Dead Throne to 818 is crazy. Musically, they're carving their own... I don't even know if you can call them metalcore anymore. They're making their own lane. And I respect that so much. To me, they're the Travis Scott of heavy metal. They're just doing their own thing, and you gotta respect it. I love Prada. That's why I will continuously cover them. I don't care if they're relevant anymore or not. I love the Devil Wears Prada. They are my third favorite band, only under Slipknot and Killswitch Engage. They are that good to me, and I'm sure if you're watching this video, you agree. Let me know what your top 5 Devil Wears Prada projects are. You don't have to have them in order. If it's well, no, that's kind of the point of this. Yeah, okay, we got to put it in order. And let me know if you're excited for their next album, because hopefully you pre-ordered it so we can talk about it early while all the other bums have to wait in line at Best Buy. Yes, but that's neither here nor there. Like, comment, subscribe, H+III+T. See another triple OG putting in as much work as me. Do me a favor, point him out. Shout out Putty Putty. See y'all later.